Hey, it's Mark Linear with your video thought for the day. We are finishing up the 10 points, there we go, that Admiral McRaven learned from SEAL training and has applied to life and taught and written about for others. Thank you, Richard, for sending me this. It's a great idea. I've taken each of his points so far and looked at them to see how they reflect in a biblical mindset. And today is one I'm extremely excited about. This comes from what is called Hell Week. It's the last week of SEAL training where these SEALs go out and they have to be in the mud, and it's this cold, icky, bad time where the instructors try to get 5 of them to quit. And Admiral McRaven talked about how the time that he was doing it, there were several that were about to give up, and the only way that they didn't is someone started singing in the dead of night. They had mud up to their necks. They're cold. They're freezing. They've got 8 hours to go, and someone starts singing. Not well, evidently, but all the other voices joined in. The instructors tried to get them to quit singing. They wouldn't quit singing, and that singing brought them hope. And that was point 9 of Admiral McRaven. How important hope is. If you've got hope, one person with hope can change the world. And I think that is as biblical a concept as you're going to find anywhere. In fact, it almost sounds like it comes straight out of Romans 5. In Romans 5, Paul talked about how endurance produces character, and character produces hope. And that's what was going on. That was the lesson for the Navy SEALs. As they endured, they developed character, which brought them hope and allowed them to sustain through. So with that, the Old Testament Hebrew word for hope is tikvah. The New Testament Greek word is elpis. But both of them convey an idea not of a, gee, I hope I win the lottery, a hope against hope, but a confident expectation that things will work out. Hope is actually a confidence for something that hasn't yet occurred. And that's why you've got these tremendous Old Testament passages that teach you things like the Psalms that talk about a war horse. A war horse is a false hope for salvation or rescue. Don't put your confidence in things of this earth to save you. That's Psalms 33, verse 17. Verse 18 says instead, we are to hope in God's kindness, His love, His covenant loyalty, hesed in the Greek. In the Hebrew. That's what our hope is supposed to be in. Don't hope in things like horses. Hope in things like God and God's kindness and God's character. In fact, you can go with confidence because the Psalms also say that God takes pleasure in us when we hope in Him. God delights to be the source of our hope. So, in Jeremiah, did you know Jeremiah actually calls God at one point the hope of Israel? Like that's His name. So you've got these great passages like Lamentations that teaches the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They're new every morning. Great is His faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore, I will hope in Him. So yeah, you may be up to your neck in mud. You may be going through your own week of hell on earth. But I will tell you this. Don't put your hope in a war horse. Don't put your hope in a bank account. Don't put your hope in anything of this world. Put your hope in the hope of Israel. Put your hope in God and His steadfast love and His mercies. They never come to an end. He will delight in you hoping in Him, and He will not let you down. And that is your video thought for the day. We finish Admiral McRaven tomorrow.